Hi, everybody. Welcome to English 101 and 100, Writing 1 and Writing Lab for spring 2022. I'm Kathy Swango. I am your professor for the classes this spring. I want to walk you through the setup of the course just so you can figure out what you're doing, hopefully, and find your way around. So let me take you to the Blackboard course and we'll just begin to walk through this. So when you go into your spring courses, you should have a tile for each of the courses that you are taking. You will have a tile for your English 100 class. I am not going to use that. I've put everything in our English 101 class shell, okay? So I think you might be able to hide this. See if you can. In the upper right-hand corner, you might have 3 dots that will allow you to hide the course, and that will keep that 100 out of the way and keep you from wondering what you need to do with it. So I'm going to hide that, and then that makes it a little easier for me. When I come in and I see just the English, I can click on that and open our course. I'm going to put this in the student preview so it looks like what you see when you log in. So if you're unfamiliar with this version of Blackboard, I encourage you to spend some time just clicking on different things, finding out what's available where. There are these links along the top left. There are some links along the left side of the page, and then all of the course content is in the middle of the page. So I have a button called, or a link called Start Here, and I encourage you to begin by clicking on that. And that will tell you what you need to do this first week. I begin each of these folders with a link called What to Do in this section. And every one of these items has a what to do in this section. And so for next week, you can see that that's the case. And so there are these little arrows along the side which indicate that there is something in that item. And so when you click on it, then that material drops down. So let's click on this, what to do in this section. And you have already clicked on it to get to this link, but I ask you to watch this video, then read your syllabus and look at the course calendar. Make sure you understand the policies and requirements, the expectations of the class. Check the layout of the course. Make sure that you know what's what and what is where. Complete the introductions, discussion board post, and submit it. Now this is what I'm calling our no-show assignment. If you don't do it, I'm considering you as someone who did not show up for the class, and you will be dropped from the class. So this is an assignment that you must do to be able to continue the work. There also is an introductory quiz. If you don't do that, you just get a 0 for it. So you have both of those items to do this week. When you see an arrow like this over at the right side, then that allows you to move through without clicking on this, going back to that course content page, and then clicking on the next item. So this allows you to work through an entire folder and complete everything that's in it. So the welcome to class, I have a note there for you, some information about the course, telling you again we're going to use only the English 101 class, 101 class, the textbook that you need, but it's embedded in our course. You don't need to buy anything. And then to click the link below to see the video. Actually, it's going to be on the next page. I need to do some editing. So the video, and this is where the link was for the video, and then the introductions discussion board. I have an introduction written there that you can read. You can see a picture of my dogs and cats, and then you would type your response here in the bottom. Then click on to go to the intro quiz. After you have read the syllabus and done all of those other things that I asked you to do, then you would click on view assessment and then take that quiz. You can see that there is no arrow to the right after that, so you will click the X and that will close you out of that Start Here unit, and then you can look at other material. So I have some resources, some information, and I'll go over some of that in an additional video later. Information about extra credit activities if you choose to do those, and I will probably move those farther down in the course at some point. The course syllabus is our contract, and so you must read that and understand that, and that's what that introductory quiz is over. Open Pearson will open our textbook for you. I think once you open that, you will be required to log in to Pearson or create a Pearson account, but your information is already paid for. It's paid for as part of your tuition for this course, and so you should just be able to create a Pearson account. If you already have a Pearson account, if you have a MyLab account, for instance, in a math class, or you've used Pearson in another class, then you can use that login information. But that will open the course for you and will let you see all of the assignments that are there in the Pearson material. And the program that we are using in Pearson is called Revel, R-E-V-E-L. So that's that introductory material for you. Let's see, I want to walk you through some things in the syllabus. What I have here in the syllabus folder, and actually, oops, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to click on Pearson. When I click on the syllabus, then I click on the first item there. This is a Word version of the syllabus. And so if you want to download that, and I encourage you to do that just so you have a copy of the syllabus, because again, it's our contract. You can click on these three buttons and then select download the original file, and it will download it to your computer, where you can then open it, save it, print some of it if you want to. I don't think you need to print the entire thing, but you might want to print the last 3 pages, which are the calendar of assignments, and that will allow you to highlight information and due dates. General information about the course. What I've done here is I've broken down the syllabus into 6 or 8 different sections and just pasted it in. So for those of you that could view it more easily in chunks of material, then here it is. So some general information about the course, information about me, contact information, my office hours, how to communicate with me, who to contact if you have a problem with the course or with me. Robin Haggerty is my immediate coordinator, my immediate supervisor. And then above her is Angie King and their contact information. What to do if you need learning accommodations, and then some general information about BCTC and some links. And then the arrow to move to the next item, course information with a course description, the competencies, the material that you will learn, the skills that you'll develop, and then some other information about general education competencies that just must be provided according to the Council on Post-Secondary Information. Council on Post-Secondary Education information. Then our class materials. A phone, using a cell phone for the course is not going to be sufficient, so you need some other means. A tablet would certainly work to be able to type your work, your papers. as long as you have access to a browser there where you could access Microsoft Word if you don't own it, because as a student you have free access to it. So some information about that. The class policies, your participation. I expect you to complete at least one assignment a week. That allows you to stay somewhat current. There are weekly assignments, so I encourage you to do more than one a week. But some material is in Blackboard and some material is in Pearson Revel. And so you're going to move back and forth between the two of those. I already mentioned the no-show assignment that's due by next Sunday, January 16th. Academic integrity. I expect that all of the work that you do is written by and done by you and not by someone else. Using someone else's work or copying something from the internet is plagiarism and is grounds for failing the assignment at least, and the course as a middle penalty, and being expelled from school is the ultimate penalty. So do your own work. All of your communication with me should be done through your KCTCS email, not through a Google account or a Yahoo account or some other account. It should be done through your school account. Just as work communication in a work environment that has its own email, you would use that email and not a personal email for that. So just read that, pay attention to that. I don't intend to record any class sessions because we don't have class sessions. So there isn't anything where you as an individual would be recorded. And that's what that recorded sessions information is about. And then some information about equity and unity, that you belong, you matter, you make a difference. Class requirements, what we're going to do in the course, so some information there for you, and how your grade is comprised. You will be required to attend at least 3 spotlight instruction sessions, and whether or not you attend those will make an impact on your final grade in English 101. So we will be doing 4 papers in English 101, and all of them must be completed for you to be eligible to pass the course. If you don't do the first paper by the deadline, I will start emailing you and tell you that you need to withdraw because you're not eligible to pass. If you don't do the second paper, I'll do the same. So you must do all 4 papers to be eligible to pass. Doing them doesn't guarantee that you pass. You have to get a passing grade. But there's the breakdown of English 100 and English 101. Then some information about the grades, the weight of each of the assignments for English 101, and then for English 100, some more information about how I grade. Information about late work, makeup work, withdrawal policy. I do not allow late work to be turned in. I build in a late date, an extended due date, so you have some grace period to allow you to turn work in late. But if you don't get it in by that extended due date, then I won't accept it and you'll have a 0 for it. And then information about how to withdraw if you need to do that. Some additional resources, some information about that Spotlight Instruction Series that I mentioned, and there will be more about that to come. That's in the resources link in the course content. And then the calendar of assignments. And so you can see here with this that I provide a due date, and for most weeks there is the extended due date. And so you can see that for this first week there is no grace period. Work is due by January 16th. For the next week, the week of January 17th, you can see that I date my weeks by the Monday morning, the Mondays. Work begins on Mondays and then it ends with a deadline by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. And so the work for this week is due starting on the 17th. It's due the next Sunday, the 23rd, with a grace period of an additional week. And that's the way every one of these weeks goes. So the due date of 1 week with an extended week. And so you can look through there and see that. Now I have copied and pasted these weekly sets of work, and that's what I put in the what to do in this section for the various weeks. And so you can see that for the week of January 17th, what to do in this section is what it showed there on the calendar. And you can work through that. And so I ask you to read some material from the book and to take the Chapter 1 quiz, which will be here in Blackboard. Complete other activities as assigned in Revel. That will be in the textbook. And then complete the discussion board. So some of the items, again, are going to be in here. I have a PowerPoint that can help you understand the material from Chapter 1 that you read in the textbook. And then some other material for you to read. The Chapter 1 quiz, the Chapter 1 discussion board, or the January 17th discussion board, and then any other material will be in Revel, and you'll access that by going into Pearson, read the assigned chapter, do the assigned work by the deadline, and you'll see the deadline for that will be January 23rd, and so you'll know what work you need to complete during that week. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but once you've looked at it and you've figured it out, you'll get a rhythm to your work, and you'll begin to understand what you need to do each week. So I think that's all I need to tell you in this video. I've gone longer than I intended to. I was hoping to keep it to 15 minutes, but I've gone to over 17. So these links across the top, you can check on those. The calendar will include only the Blackboard assignments. It won't show the deadlines for the Revel work. And so you'll just need to keep up with that by paying attention to the calendar and going into Pearson and then Revel to see the work. There's a link here to the discussion boards, but there's also a link in each of the folders as you work through. The grade book will allow you to see the items that you need to complete in Blackboard, but again, it won't show the Revel assignments. You'll have to go into Pearson to see those Revel assignments. And then messages is one way that you can communicate with me, and I can communicate with you. When I send announcements, I will send them through the course, but also through your email, to your email. And then every time you open the course, after I've sent a new announcement, you'll get a notice about that announcement immediately when you open the course. So if you haven't read the announcement, click on it and read it. And then you can always access the announcements by clicking over here to view the archived announcements. So, welcome to the course. I'm excited about our semester together and looking forward to it. Please reach out to me anytime you have questions. I will be making fairly regular videos for you, going over the content and going over information that I think will be helpful. And so you'll see my face a lot and hear my voice a lot. Welcome to the course. Good luck as you get started.